This always does this. This always does this. Does anybody have a solution to this? Right? I'm always having to fix my bling. You know what you're here for. You're here for some card tricks. And today I happen to have a really good one. Although there is a little part of me that wants to tell you that you should be ashamed of yourself for clicking on a card trick tutorial. But you know what? That's your prerogative. For this trick, we're gonna make use of the queens. These queens are gonna be sugar mamas looking for their baby daddies. Wait a second, if that's the case, then yeah, that should actually make more sense. We're gonna have a card picked and selected. Here you go. The 8 of clubs is gonna be our victim. This card is gonna go in the middle of the deck, never to be seen again. And it doesn't matter where that card goes because our shotties are gonna find the card. You might be asking yourself, how? How are these shotties gonna find the card? Well, easily, with 3 cuts. Watch. Here's the first cut. Here's the second cut. Here's the third cut. That's all it takes, my friends. You see, and now look what happens. If we spread through the deck, we now see that there's actually 1 card and 1 card alone between the queens. And you know that child support is going to be good when the queens find their man. Oh yeah, baby. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. From the mind of Darrell Martinez, R.I.P. Daryl, this is from one of his Revelation tapes, I believe. Wonderful sandwich, wonderful load, wonderful trick. Very easy to do, right? You're not doing the standard this thing that every magician does when they do a sandwich style trick. If you're not familiar with a sandwich style trick, it's anytime a playing card appears between 2 other ones. You already know the sponsor of this video. It's me. It's the PigCake Magic Academy. Check it out. Over 1,000 videos. You get 5 new videos every single week. What? You already know what it is. Just click and check it. Wait, don't skip this. Don't skip this. I see you there hovering over. Disgusting. The link is in the description section. Just click it. So here's a trick. We have 2 cards that are the same. We have a queen and we have another queen. So both mates. Those go on top of the deck. You have them pick a card. As they pick a card, all we're doing is just lifting up half the deck with our thumb. Here's a sneaky move though. We're gonna pretend to apparently place this card in the middle, right there where I broke the deck. But really, as I come in, what's gonna happen, look at this. I'm just gonna put that card under the deck. That's it. But if I time it correctly and do it as I close the deck, it looks like that card goes in the middle of the deck. Very, very sneaky, my friends, but it looks like that card's going in the middle. Really, it's on the bottom, baby. And that's what we needed to be for this particular method to work. So here's how we're actually gonna set this up. We're gonna take one of the cards and we're gonna push it up, just like this. We're then gonna bring our right hand as cover to cover the lower portion of the deck, because in a moment what's gonna happen is we're gonna use our forefinger to pull back on this 4 of diamonds and we're gonna push it down slightly. So if you notice, this is covered by my right hand. If I take out my right hand, you see the situation of the cards. We have 1 card that's jutting out the bottom. We have this queen that's sticking out of the front, and my hand is of course covering it. Now here the bit is gonna be that we're gonna find their card in 3 cuts. How do we do that in 3 cuts? Very easily. The first cut is going to contain this card that's sticking out. So as we cut the cards, we're just simply gonna cut half the cards and bring them to the top. Now we're not gonna square it up with the actual deck. We're gonna square it up with this card on top. The reason for that is because what that's going to do is that that's actually going to align this in-jogged card with the rest of the deck. So right now, look at what that does. Right now, the deck is aligned with the actual queen that was sticking out. If I cut the cards one more time, this time pinching onto everything, I'm actually going to separate those 2 cards from each other. And now the situation after this cut is as follows. We have the queen on top, we have their card, and then we have a queen on the bottom. So with the 3rd cut, which is a legitimate cut, look at what that does. That places their card between the queens in the middle of the deck, sandwiched. So one more time for those of you guys from Idaho, because Lord knows you guys are inbred. We're gonna push this queen up, right? We're then going to secretly pull their card down, hidden by our right hand. We're then gonna cut the cards in half, and square the cards up. Now at this point, we're gonna grab all the cards, and we're gonna cut those to the top. At this point, we're gonna cut the deck for real in the middle, separating both halves, cutting it and completing the cut, which now places their card in the middle, sandwiched by the 2 queens. And that's it, my friends. The card is sandwiched between the 2 queens. It's in the middle of the deck, so you could spread through, you could reveal it, you could show the fact that the queens found their target, found their sugar daddy, their baby daddy, their daddy that owes them some support, right? And you could have the conclusion. I remember seeing this years and years ago, and I thought it was very interesting because we're avoiding the sandwich load. We're avoiding the traditional sandwich load, and we're covering it by a couple cuts. So in this case, all the movement is apparently just cutting the deck, but really, we're doing all the motions necessary to sandwich that card between the queens in the guise of just cutting the deck 3 times. So it's a nice way of doing it and avoiding the traditional sandwich load, where in this case, the effect is the method. The method is we cut it 3 times and the queens find their match. The method is you have to cut the deck in a certain way and the queens happen to sandwich their card. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, my friends, that's a good one. That's a fun one. You should definitely practice that when I perform it if you get the opportunity. Oh yeah. Ooh. How do I end the video? I don't know how to end it necessarily. Trying to see if I have some stuff, some props around that I could maybe make use of at the end, at the tail end of the video here. Not really. Not really. I have my unreleased playing cards right there, which are coming out soon. I'm waiting on a quote from Cardamundi and USPC. So that's my delay here. I'm just waiting on them to tell me how much it's going to cost, and then I'm going to start launching them. I'm going to start the launch, baby. So those cards hopefully are going to be in your dirty hands soon enough. Don't know what else here. A power socket. I'm looking at a power socket, a puzzle, a pair of nuts. 2 nuts. I have a weird life.
I see you again. When 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 I see you again.